Hey there.
Uh,
It's me. And it's
oh,
him.
it's him. That's Owen,
That's
and
Austin.
this, yes. Or, obviously, if you have been with us since the beginning, you will also know me as not Owen.
hmm And I am not Austin.
hmm
You
Oh,
ready?
you want to hear? Do you want to hear All right, so I just formulated this. I might need to write it out. No, I should be fine. So today I had a philosophy class today, right?
hmm
And so we learned about valid and the difference between validity and sound in terms of arguments, because we're talking about logic, right? So this field of study, the field of study of logic, is used in like public speech and like English and stuff. I mean, it's not exactly done exactly the same. They kind of do some alterations to it, which is like technically not right because you don't alter this. So, oh, by the way, just real quick, info dump. The only things that actually prove things to be true are mathematics and logic.
Hmm.
So that's fun. Um, so logic,
I think
which
of
is
a few Bible
essentially,
stories that say otherwise.
huh?
I can think of a few Bible stories that say otherwise.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so that's not. I'm saying prove to be true
Okay. Yeah.
because, like, I'm a Christian, as you know,
Yeah.
um,
Two
but
minutes
I can't.
already getting religious.
Yep, I can't prove to you that things like for another thing with the Bible is like it's a written account. So like that's just a testimony, and testimonies are the weakest form of evidence in terms of court of law. So it's like, I mean, it might be true, but it's not good. It's not a good argument, you could say. But faith aside, boom.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you a valid statement. Um, a man is named Owen. Austin is not Owen. Austin is not a man. So you're thinking there's like that's not correct, and you'd be right. Although you understood the flow of the argument, right? Was I said men are called a man. There's a man named Owen, like men are called Owen. Austin is not called Owen. Austin's not a man. Like you see the through line, even though it's wrong. So that's still a valid argument. Just fun stuff for our listeners to think about.
Yeah.
AJ, how do you think about it? All our fans are AJ to me now.
Yeah. Hey there, all you AJs. Welcome back to MoonTown Offline.
All right, what's up, Adges? Also, I got something in the mail today, and it's Borderlands on the Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
So the game it's still sealed. So, but I know the cartridge is just Borderlands 1, and it has a code for 2 and the pre-sequel, which requires 42 gigs. So you need an SD card because a normal Switch just can't handle it. But I have enough room. I made some space, and I also own Borderlands 1 and 2 on the PS3. Not in here; they're in the over there. I own Borderlands: The Handsome Collection, which is 2 and the pre-sequel on PS4. I own Borderlands 3 on PS4. I own Borderlands 2 on the Vita, right there. My Vita came with it. And Owen, and on my PC, I have Borderlands. I got Game of the Year edition, and then I got the Game of the Year enhanced version, and I got Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. So I don't know why I always want this series every time I see it, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fun.
Just like stick with one, man.
But like, I can play Borderlands on the toilet now.
That is true. That's
and
that's
I
a
and
feat.
I still want to get the first game on the PS4 because it re-released. I mean, I got it for free on the computer, but oh, and that's the computer. That's not. I don't sit on my couch to play the computer.
Yeah. Dude, what if you did that? You just installed a TV like right across the way from your toilet. And it's like I have to pee, but like I don't care. I'm sitting down and I'm gonna just game a little bit while I'm
I'm
letting stuff out.
I'm relaxed, you know. I gotta go poop. Newspapers, nah.
Oh,
Let's see if I can beat the boss in Dark Souls this time.
yeah, this is the next generation, man.
Yeah. I mean, technically, I mean, if with the Switch, you can just, prop it up on like your bathroom thing. Well, for me, my wash my hands is across from my toilet. I think yours it's next to. So it'd be a little bit different for that. I mean, you could put it on the floor, but that you're in a potential splash zone.
Yeah, I can
Um,
certainly bring in like a table or something.
yeah, but for me, I could literally just place it, prop it up, and game while I'm on the toilet, as it's in like what is that called? La, it's not table. It's a table. It's tabletop mode
Oh,
with the stand.
yeah, yeah.
Because then and I mean, in the commercials, you would take the Joy Cons out, but I just hook up my Pro controller.
Yeah,
Yeah, you see it.
yeah, I can't get my stand to open these days. I don't know why.
You got to like put your nail in.
It's a little tough as a nail biter.
Uh, that's a comic book series that apparently is really good.
Oh, nail biter? Really?
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's about murder and
Don't
stuff.
like anything these days.
Don't like anything. All right. So today's episode, Owen and I did a very weird thing. And
Fairly.
if you don't like it, it was my idea, but Owen agreed to it.
Yeah.
We took the characters Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
From the video game franchise Kingdom Hearts.
The one that we're let's playing.
Oh, you mean Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Final Mix for the PlayStation 3? Check out the full playlist.
Yeah, boy. And due to a certain thing, we had to pause on it.
Yeah.
But it's coming back.
It is actually. This is the spot where it's official. The MoonTown stuff is going to be coming back very soon. We're just going to have to film stuff this weekend. My garage finally opened up for both me and this man.
Hi, I'm this man.
Yeah, so we'll be
doing a nickname. Yeah. Austin, not Owen, this man.
Man.
AJ's dad.
Big Palooka.
Big Palooka. Yep.
So, yeah, guys. Woo. We're going to get some more stuff. We're working really hard on it. And when it comes out, we hope it'll be fun, Yeah,
it's probably going to, recording it will probably start soon, like within the next 2 weeks. But like maybe publishing it will take longer because we want to make sure we have a consistent schedule.
Yeah. So just like be patient, guys.
We're AJ, I know you're dying for it.
Yeah, all you AJs out there, get ready.
All you MoonTown moon tenants.
All you
MoonTowners.
Oh, they're not shooting stars, but they are stars.
They're comets. Or astronomers, because don't you like they look at the stars?
That is true. I'm sure it'll get catchy eventually.
Astronomers.
Yeah.
All our Galileans. What's up, folks?
Hey, all you astronomers out there, welcome back to MoonTown. Today we're talking about Gothamite, this new comet that just appeared next to Uranus.
Speaking of Uranus,
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, let's start, baby boy.
Yeah. So just to clarify, we didn't do anything too specific.
Yeah, it's more like we're pitching the idea of this character as this class with these stats. I didn't really go into background, but I can like just think of some on top of the head and stuff like that. I brought up some feats for Goofy because he's an interesting one to make. He just uses a shield. But yeah, speaking of Goofy, I guess I'll start off with Goofy. And then you'll do Goofy, and then we'll both do Donald, and then we'll both do Sora.
All right.
So if I can actually move down on my document, there we go. So I use this, I think it's called the standard array for terms of stats. I did it with all three characters. I made their names out. I have a little document out in front of me, and it gives you stats which are 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. Sorry.
all right.
10, and 8. And it's like, so those are the stats. And then I use the traits and stuff to make them better. And I actually thought I was done with Goofy, but I wasn't. This is a very simple. I just have to look at one specific thing. So for Goofy, I made him a human because the dog people don't exist. And he doesn't have a breath attack, so I'm not really going to make him a dragonborn. Plus, I don't think he should get anything strength related. Like I think Goofy as a knight in King is he a king in Mickey's castle?
Yeah,
He's king. He's King Mickey. Like he has to work for it. So I'm upgrading 2 of my ability scores up by 1, and I'm actually going to do strength and constitution. So now his stats. It also says you gain 1 proficiency skill in your choice. I don't know, perception, even though, because, he's a dog, he can smell. So Goofy's strength is 15. Yeah, I made it 14 originally. His dex is 12. His constitution is 16 because I want him to have high health. Because I think in the game he gets like a good amount. Yeah, in the game he gets a good amount of health, and Donald gets less health but more magic. Constitution is 16. Wisdom is 10. Intelligence is 8. Goofy's not the brightest. His charisma is 13 because even though he's not the brightest, he has like a certain charm to him. Like he's kind of cute. And I made him a fighter. It's just kind of like, if you want to say his background, I would say maybe make him a knight or a soldier because he's a knight of a castle. And so the variant human thing that I gave him automatically starts him off with a feat. And the feat he should start out with is called Shield Master. And so you might be thinking, oh, what does Shield Master do? Well, Shield Master, you use shields not just for protection, but also for offense. You gain the following benefits when you are wielding a shield. If you take the attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to try to shove a creature within 5 feet of you with your shield. If you aren't incapacitated, you can add your shield's AC bonus to any dex saving throw you make against a spell or other harmful effects that target you. If you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw or to take only half damage, you can use your reaction to take no damage. That'd be good if you were like, whatever. Rogues have it, but I don't think rogues would have shields. If you succeed on a saving throw, interposing your shield between yourself and the source of the effect. So that's like why I made him a shield master. I also gave him charge. I didn't give it to him, but I said, like, this is another one you could use. I think if you're going to start playing as Goofy, you're going to want to start with Shield Master, because otherwise, how are you going to be Goofy? You know? A Charger, sorry. When you use your action to dash, you can use a bonus action to make 1 melee weapon attack or to shove a creature, show the shield and how he shoves. If you move at least 10 feet in a straight line immediately before taking this bonus action, you either gain a +5 bonus to the attack's damage roll if you choose to make a melee attack and hit, or push up the target to 10 feet away from you if you choose to shove and you succeed. So I think if you're leveling up and when you get to level 4, you can add a feat instead of an ability score increase. Or instead of the 2 stats to increase, you can do 1 feat. And I think you should add Charger if you want to be as close to Goofy. Now, Goofy is also he's a fighter, and I made him Battle Master because these guys are, like, they can do specific things, and I like kind of what they do. I don't think you should make him an Arcane or an Eldritch Knight as it is, because he's not really casting magic. I think he only uses magic in the game to do his, like, physical abilities, so, like, it doesn't really translate to D&D. Also important, he should be a defense, or not a defense. What was it? Oh yeah, I think he should be defense. When you're wearing armor, you get a +1. Oh no, sorry, protection. So when a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wielding a shield. 1 second, Owen. I have to do something.
No problem. While he's doing that, we will take a quick commercial break. So stay tuned, and we will continue on with this little escapade.
On nice mornings, I love to cuddle up with my delicious super sweet cereal, Count Chocula.
Whoop-de-doo. Frankenberry is the delicious super sweet cereal.
I've got chocolate sweeties for monstrous chocolate flavor.
I've got strawberry sweeties for monster strawberry flavor.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
Frankenberry.
We're back.
I guess we're back, baby. So yeah, so you would get posed and you must be wearing a shield. So like, I'm just trying to make sure this person's as shieldy people as possible. And the reason why I chose Battle Master is because you get these things called maneuvers. And it's kind of similar to like abilities in games where if you're a physical person, you get like abilities as opposed to spells. For example, there's pushing attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die, what you spend to do these maneuvers. To attempt to drive the target back, you can add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll, and if the target is large or smaller, it must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, you push the target up to 15 feet away. And that's the only one that I would say is like as goofy as possible. There's other ones. I mean, since I gave him a good enough charisma, Rally might be good, which heals people. With superiority die plus your charisma mod. There's disarming strike. Like you can make this person very tanky-ish or just very smart. So that's my pitch for Goofy.
All right. My pitch for Goofy will be significantly shorter. I didn't.
Goofy's the one I put most of my work into, so it'll get shorter from here.
Yeah, I didn't think much of all that through. So, when I was looking for Goofy stuff, you were right. There was not a lot of Goofy stuff. A lot of people that relate to the dog-like kind of thing. So I decided for race, I went with the next best thing, and I went with a furbolg.
Oh, that actually might be a good choice for that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, it's half cow, but I mean,
close enough. I should have done that. I didn't even think about that. That's nice.
It's close enough to do it. So I chose him as that. I think works nice, very Goofy like. Originally, I thought about just putting him as like druid, but I figured Goofy doesn't really have a lot of magic, so I also put him in the fighter class.
Yeah, it seemed like the most obvious.
Yeah, so that he could use the shields and stuff, and also do a few other things. That's as far as I went with Goofy.
Well, then I think if we just change my human to a furbolg, I think we got a pretty good, solid Goofy interpretation.
Honestly, yeah.
I actually kind of want to play as a character now. I mean, you don't have to do the voice, but you know,
you can if
as long as you get the spirit, you know,
yeah.
A loving father, just a general good guy, down on his luck sometimes.
Yeah.
Plus, not the best at social cues.
Big dragon.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your Donald?
There's also not a lot of duck people.
Yeah, there's not.
There are fish people, but that didn't really fall under the line of duck. Plus, they look stupid. I mean,
Kuatoa.
Oh yeah.
That you saw. You guys are horrible looking.
Yeah. Yeah, the fish guys, like a grung and locatha, literally just like fish. But I did find the Arakakra,
Yes.
which is basically an eagle man who can use talons and sharp claws. And I'm looking right now, actually, has this cool thing called a dive attack. If the Arakoa is flying and dives at least 30 feet straight toward the target, and then hits it with a melee weapon attack, the attack deals an extra 3, in parentheses 1d6, damage to the target.
Pretty cool.
No? Okay. Is that like 3 extra like an extra 3 points of damage, or an extra 3 1d6 damage?
Well, we'll read it again.
So it says the attack deals an extra 3, and then in parentheses next to it 1d6, and it goes on to say damage to the target.
So that means you would roll if you were fighting this person. So I think you have the enemy stat block up.
I do. Yeah.
They give you the. So this is a quick DM tip, I guess. When they give you that, that's like you can use this because this is the average number. For example, when I was fighting you and AJ and I was using the nulls, they gave me an average number I could use for the damage, but I rolled anyway. So you can either use the 3, which is like the average or the middle, or you can use the D6.
Yeah, it's a little more
But
interesting.
they give you the 3, so that way it's not 1 and it's not 6.
That's true. Yeah, and then for him, I put him as an Arakakra wizard because he's got that neat hat, and he seems like a smart guy. Charisma would probably be the lowest because he's not that got a little tough, but intelligence, he's definitely has a lot of dexterity. I would say is also a big one, and then constitution, wisdom, and strength are just kind of in the middle there, somewhere between those two.
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss anything?
So you ready for my Donald?
Yeah. Go right ahead.
So you just thought of like wizard?
Yeah.
Okay, so our Donalds are not that different. But I technically went with a Kenku.
Oh, yeah.
But because I'm not sure if Donald can fly.
That is true. I didn't think of that. Kenkus are like little raven guys.
Yeah, little raven crow guys.
Yeah, okay. That's maybe a bit better than an Arakoa.
Arakakra. So the stats, again, I used the standard array. And I went, like I said, Kenku without voice mimicry. They don't really do anything else special, at least from what I just quickly read. But I mainly looked them up for the stat increase. That's the main important part for the wizard, or not for the wizard, for the races. So I looked at the stat increases. So his strength is 8. His dex is 15, because I didn't originally give him a high dex because I wanted something else to be higher. Constitution is 12. Wisdom is 15. And intelligence is 15, and charisma and 10. So what happened was his dex went up by 2, and his wisdom went up by 1, and I already had intelligence as his highest. And I made charisma 10 because I didn't want it. I don't know, because I just felt like he might have been weaker than he is social. But you can argue with me to switch strength and charisma. I could go either way on that. Those both not the best stats to have bad. I guess it might be better to have strength at 8. Maybe that's why I just did that.
Yeah, a little better. Would at least have like a little bit of more authority.
Yeah.
Castle.
So I also chose wizard because I don't know if it's ever stated, but I think he studied to become a wizard. I also think Yen Sid, who we'll see in Kingdom Hearts, studies to become a wizard as well. And I chose School of Evocation. Now, if you don't know what that means, evocation spells are the ones that are essentially the elemental spells that do damage.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure you heard of this spell, Owen, Fireball. So Fireball, you chuck this big fireball, right? And in normal stuff, this is where I chose this also because of translation from Kingdom Hearts to D&D. Unfortunately, he loses out on healing spells, but I think that's okay. Not like he was great at doing it anyways.
And Donald doesn't heal him.
Nah, I mean, he knows. Here, but you kind of got to rely on yourself, as you've already learned. So I chose School of Evocation because if Donald wanted to do Fireball, because he's like an evocation specialist, he can choose where he like morphs the spell to completely miss any of his friends nearby. I think it's up to like 6 targets. He doesn't want to get hit by the spell. He can do that. So like if you wanted, there could be 6 people within the range, and he can just cast Fireball and only hit one of them. So that's why I gave him that, because obviously in the game he doesn't hit you with Thunder or Thundaga, and also those are his main thing are elemental damaging spells, and a evocation wizard is more often a wizard class you choose to deal damage and also have less worry of hitting your friends. So that's my pitch for Donald. And now I'll give you my pitch for Sora.
Tell me, please.
So this was very difficult for me because in the game, so in D&D, the Keyblade doesn't exist. And so it's hard to tell if it's a magical force that gives people the Keyblade. I'm not too in depth on the lore behind it. So I don't know if some force created them and gifted it to people. I mean, I give it similar qualities that I do the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. Or Excalibur, it's almost like the weapon has to choose you kind of deal. And you definitely have Blade definitely has to choose you, and we'll see this in Kingdom Hearts later on. So get excited for that. So Sora, obviously, his main primary mode of attacking is the Keyblade, and it's a 2-handed weapon. So I thought if you were going to be a physical class, you should do, or anything, he should be able to wield 2-handed weapons. I mean, it's sometimes he does one hand, but it's a video game. It doesn't translate completely over into D&D that well, Sora specifically. So because I don't know the origin of the Keyblade's powers, I kind of just had to, so this is what I made my choice. So I chose a paladin, and I chose Oath of Devotion, which is all about the good and the stuff, For example, if you were a Keyblade cleric, I would do the domain of light, because light is all about the good and stuff. And when a Keyblade lights up to unlock worlds, it's like a light, and then it goes into unlocking stuff. So it's all about light. Kingdom Hearts is light. That's a quote. So yeah, it's also kind of like a Green Lantern Corps if you think about it in a way. But I chose Oath of Devotion because he needs to be able to do physical attacks, so Paladin, and also Paladin because he needs to be able to do spells. Now, originally, I wanted to make him an Eldritch Knight, like a fighter as well, but he didn't study to get his magic. He got it through the Keyblade, so that's why I made him a Paladin. So obviously, of course, the Keyblade philosophy, that's how you can get your powers from. If you believe in the force of that philosophy so good or so much, it can give you power as opposed to just a god. But, it doesn't matter whether or not the Keyblade powers a god or not. You can draw power from it like a paladin. So that's why I made him a Paladin, Oath of Devotion. And I made him a human, of course. And his stats after I chose the original human things, which gives him the +1 in everything, which is pretty good for humans. So his strength is 16, his dex is 11, his constitution is 15, His wisdom is 9. His intelligence is 14, and his charisma is 13. You could make an argument to switch wisdom and charisma. Originally, I was going to choose Eldritch Knight. That's why I made wisdom 14. But you could go either way on those. I don't care. But I made charisma 13 because he seems to be a nice, happy guy, and people seem to get a lot of him. In fact, since I made him a paladin, I'm going to switch charisma and intelligence. So his charisma is 14, and his intelligence is 13. Yeah, that's really... Yeah, I didn't go into feats because, he already has magic and stuff, and he's not, Goofy is a specific fighter. Whereas Sora, you can kind of have freedom, because in the game, you can choose to be more magical or just choose to be more physical. And then eventually, you can dual wield. So, but that's kind of harder with a Keyblade, if considering it might be a non-light weapon. But that's what happened. That's where things would get lost in translation from Kingdom Hearts to D&D. So yeah, that's my Sora.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I would have thought. I like the paladin angle you took.
Thank you,
So, real quick for my Sora, human. Not much else in that, but I made him a ranger.
See, I almost kind of went that route because it's very similar, right? Paladin and ranger.
I was almost gonna put him in fighter because I was like, oh, swords. And I was like, no, wait a second. He also does spells and whatnot. So fighter wouldn't be able to do that. But ranger is close enough that you can have a fighter cleric mishmash in the smoothie blender machine.
Yeah.
But I put it in the subtitle of Monster Slayer because
that works.
That's what he do. He slayed the darkness.
He could also be... I closed Xanathars, but there's another rager, what is it called? Rangers, Xanathars. There's a new subclass. I just want to see what it's called. I guess I'll just open it up real quick. Hey, you guys, we'll go quick break.
Oh, yeah, we'll be right back, folks, after this message. So, stay tuned. I don't know what that movement was.
This is a cubic foot. There are 5 more of these inside the new Chevrolet than there are inside this year's older style full-size cars of Chevy's nearest sales competitor. That's based on U.S. government estimates of vehicle interior size as reported in the 1977 EPA Guide for New Car Buyers. The new Chevrolet with 5 more cubic feet of room. It stacks up beautifully. Now that's more like it.
And we're back.
So, pulling up the classes. So, one thing I like is the Horizon Walker. And so, what they do is Horizon Walkers guard the world against threats that originate from other planes. So, the Heartless, right, are like a force of darkness from another realm.
No.
So, if you want to take that angle, Horizon Walker is very good. So Horizon Walker or a Paladin, I would easily buy both of these things. Buy into it, I mean. Because they get cool spells.
Yeah, they get haste. That's pretty sweet.
Spectral defense sounds awesome. Protection from evil and good.
Whoa. Why would you need protection from good?
Sometimes you end up fighting good entities. Also, you can end up in one of the upper realms or upper planes. For example, you can end up in Mount Celestia, and it's so good there. you know, the nature of the essence of the plane is so good that you might want to stay there forever. So if you cast protection from evil and good while you're there, then you won't be tempted to abandon your journey of saving the world to stay there. And you're like, oh, I have to have some sense left in me. So yeah, I would argue that, what did I just say? Horizon Walker is my alternate pitch if we're going with Ranger.
Yeah, that would work.
Because it's essentially like a Green Lantern, kind of, which is also my same idea behind a Paladin.
Yeah.
So, there you have it, everyone. There's our Soras, Donalds, and Goofs.
We took a whole commercial break just to specify what kind of ranger he was. Yeah, it's good. It's worth it. Because we got all this set. We got Goofy, who
yeah, boy.
we got Goofy, who we sort of agreed was going to be a Furbolg fighter, because that seemed the best route.
Yeah, the Furbolg fighter with Shield Master and a Battle Master with what is it? Something of like the shoving attack that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Also, at higher level, he would be he would get Charger as a feat.
Yeah. I got Donald,
Yeah.
the wizard. Probably like 60-40 could be a Kenku.
Bird.
Yeah, bird thing. And then we got Sora, who is a human.
Could
A paladin with the Oath of Devotion subtext, or a ranger with the Horizon Walker subtext. Both those, you know. Get some of your friends
pick
together.
your so guy.
See what that
Our
happens.
question. Get your friends together, you know, see like if those seems like a viable option for you.
Yeah. Make yourself a D&D
if
world
you
where
want,
every country is just a new Disney world. Like every new town is a Disney world. That'd be kind of fun.
That's interesting. I mean, that's essentially like if you made all the worlds of Kingdom Hearts one world, like that. And I think that's technically part of the lore too, that it was one world, but then it got separated, and I think time moves differently, and so that's why you have like Tron world, and then you have like
Tron world?
Hercules. Kingdom Hearts 2 is fun.
All right. There you have it, folks. What was the question of the day?
So the question of the day is, at least, I mean, you can give one and I can give one too. The one I was going to ask is, what's your take on our takes of Sora, Donald, and Goofy as D&D characters, and what would you do? Which one would you pick from Owen Sora or my Donald or Goofy? I'm like, you know, what's your take on them? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you love us? Do you see my Star Wars shirt right here? So like when it's hot at night and I just take my shirt off and I put it over there. Just kidding. There was never a shirt there the entire time. I cast Modify Memory. Boom.
There never was a shirt there.
Hey, Owen, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? What are you up to?
Yeah, it never was, dude. I can't believe someone even thought that.
Thought what?
Just ending a video with one of my good friends.
Oh, jeez. Where is he?
What?
Where's your good friend that you're ending the video with?
Owen. Owen, it's you.
Who's you? He's the guy.
Narukami from Persona 4 that just released on Steam last week.
No idea what that means, but hey,
all right, Owen.
if you
right
like
here, right now, before we do that sign off, right here, right now, I need you to think of what we're going to do next week.
All right.
And I'll provide a distraction. So, guys, like I said, it's called the Borderlands Legendary Collection.
I'm gonna be
all free games.
So
3 legendary games plus add-on content. Get 3 games, or get 3 times the mayhem, 3 times the loot, and 3 times the action. And the Borderlands Legendary Collection. Kill bandits, beasts, collect increasingly powerful weaponry, and maybe even save the universe in the original Borderlands, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands the pre-sequel, along with add-on contents for each game. Batteries not included. Software license terms and games at www.take2games.com/EULA. Non-transferable access to special features such as exclusive. You can interrupt me whenever you want. Such as exclusive.
Well, I'm just gonna let you finish up the commercial. I know.
And more you can find out on the back of this box in red text.
Pretty awesome. Well, we've certainly had our fill of D&D stuff, so we could take a pause on that. So most likely either a list involving comic books or whatever, or we just sit around and talk about whatever.
All right, let's sit around and talk about a topic.
All right, it sounds good. No lists, no characters, just a topic.
Just a topic.
Yeah. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll surprise you when you come back. Come back next week and you'll see. You know, if you like this and if you like the stuff that we're doing, well, thank you first off. We are definitely working to make this all seem awesome and pretty neat, and we hope you find it pretty neat. So if you do, you know, like this video, go over to some of our other playlists and check them out. If you like all the stuff you're looking at, you know what you can do? You can subscribe. That's the S to the U to the B S R I.
S to the B to the S to the C to the R to the I to the B and to the E.
Yeah, there was a C in there that I missed.
Yeah.
But
subscribe.
Yeah. But you can help us with our grammar when you subscribe and comment and whatnot.
Yeah. You can't do it unless you subscribe.
Yeah. You can only correct our English when you subslib. So stay tuned for next week on MoonTown Offline. Until then, this is not Austin.
And this is, what was the other thing you called me today?
Which one?
The new one.
This guy?
This guy.
Yeah. That's us signing off, folks. See you around. Guys,
Hi,
it's us.
Guys, it's us.
We need to tell you real quick. We need to tell you the day and the time.
It's June 25th, 2020. June 25th, 2020. June 25th, 2020. Owen, what time is it? Owen, what time is it?
It is 4:12 p.m.
What about now?
It is still 4:12 p.m.
Okay. Dude, you had me going there, dude. I thought it was going to be like 4:13 or something. Like we can't be recording at 4:13.
Yeah,
that's preposterous. Like, could you imagine us actually like recording something at 4:13 p.m.? Like we're supposed to start at like 2 or 3. Like it's absolutely, positively ridiculous. You know, one time I was a young boy and I was getting a drink of milk, right? And I got the milk, right? And I opened the refrigerator door and I grabbed out the milk carton. And then I realized that the first one was practically empty and maybe expired, so I just kind of put it on the floor. But we had just gotten a new carton of milk, so I got that milk, opened it up, and drank it, right? And I drank it, and I drank it. It was about halfway done. And I kept drinking it, and I do that thing where you're just like, nom, 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 you know, and I drank it more. And oh, and stop the recording. It's 4:13. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to stop. Oh my God, the cup!
The cup! We have the cup here.
Cut.
Wow.